Hello everyone, I am going to start some basic concepts of chemistry. Class plus 1, chapter first. Chemistry is the branch of science which deals with the substances, their composition and properties, the changes which they undergo and the manners by which they react with each other. Substances are elements and compounds. There are 118 elements in the periodic table, and they may be metals, non-metals and metalloids, and their physical properties, they may be in solid, liquid or gas. For example, gases in the atmosphere: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide gas are present in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is a compound formed by the two or more elements. Water, which is also a compound formed by two or more elements, and these in the periodic table, these chemicals are called elements: hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, magnesium, boron, carbon, nitrogen. According to their properties, these are metals, non-metals, and these are transition metals. That is, their properties are in between metals and non-metals. Metals are solid, and non-metals, they are solid, liquid or gas. So oxygen, which is a gas taken by us as a respiration, it is made up of two atoms of oxygen elements combined to form dioxygen. Two atoms of nitrogen element combines to form dinitrogen. One atom of carbon and two atom of oxygen element combine to form carbon dioxide. Two atom of hydrogen combine with one atom of oxygen element to form water. So this hydrogen is the first element in the periodic table. It exists in the form of dihydrogen, and it is gas. It is gaseous in form. Oxygen, it is also gaseous in form. Hydrogen is a metal and oxygen is non-metal. Two atom of hydrogen element combines with one atom of oxygen element, which is non-metal, combine to form a water which is compound. And mixture, when these gases are present in the atmosphere, their mixture is called mixture of gases. So classification of matters having mass and occupy space. Matter is divided into physical composition of matter and chemical composition of matter. Chemical composition of matter is divided into pure substances and mixture. Elements are and compounds are pure in form, because elements, there are 118 elements in the periodic table and they are in pure form. And compound formed by two or more elements, they are also in pure form. For example, water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen, these are compounds and these are in pure form. Elements are divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. These are on the left hand side of periodic table. These are metals. Right hand side of periodic table, non-metals, and in between the metals and non-metal, there are metalloid. They have both metals and non-metals characters. And then compound is divided into inorganic compounds and organic compound. Inorganic compounds, which are obtained from non-living sources. For example, salt is obtained from rock. And organic substances, which is obtained from living sources, that is from plants and animal. Oil, fats, etc., obtained from non-living sources. So chemical composition, I have studied about pure substances, in which I have studied element, compounds. Next, we will study mixture. Mixture is divided into two: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is a mixture of gases having uniform composition. There is no separation. While in case of heterogeneous, there is no uniform composition of gases. So I have talked about the classification of matter. Now in the physical classification of matter, um, the matter, they are in solid, liquid or gas. Elements, compounds are and mixed, they are formed in solid, liquid or gas. Let's take an example. A glass of water on evaporation changes into vapor, and these vapors on condensation changes into liquid, and these vapor on deposition, not decomposition, it is deposition changes into solid, and solid on sublimation changes into gases. Solid sublimes to gases or vapors. A liquid at its freezing point changes into solid. Liquid freezes into solid, and solid melt into liquid. So I have talked about states of matter. So for your notes you can write here: definition of matter: anything that occupies space, possess mass, and presence of which can be felt by anyone or more of any five senses is known as matter. Okay, so matter that having mass and occupies space and that can be felt with our senses, which we can see, touch, smell. Okay, then classification of matter: physical classification and chemical classification. Physical में solid, liquid और gas इसकी properties: solid have a definite shape and definite volume, and the magnitude of attractive forces is very strong. For example, table, chair and sugar. Liquid having definite volume but not have definite shape. They take the shape of container in which they added. For example, a glass of water when poured in a mug, to water in a glass take the shape of mug in which it added. So but in case of solid, it retain its shape because they are in solid state. It cannot be changed, and their attractive forces between them is very strong. While in case of solid, attractive forces is weak than solid, and their tendency to flow. Gaseous, they don't have definite shape and definite volume. This is because magnitude of attractive forces is very weak. For example, gases: hydrogen, nitrogen gases in the atmosphere. Now chemical classification of matter is divided into element, compound and mixture. Element, pure substances. There are 118 elements in the periodic table. There are metals divided into metals, non-metals and metalloids. So metals are generally hard, rigid, good conductor of heat and electricity, ductile, malleability. However, mercury is liquid at room temperature. It is an exception. All other metals are solid. Only mercury is liquid at room temperature. Example of metal: sodium, potassium and calcium. Now non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity, and non-ductile and non-malleability. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. while graphite is in exception, because all metals are bad conductor of electricity, but graphite is good conductor of electricity. Metalloid are the next third. Metalloid are the element which behave as both metals and non-metal. For example, arsenic, antimony, and bismuth. Next compound, it is a pure substances like element containing two or more elements in a fixed ratio by weight. It is always homogeneous. और ये दो तरह के होते हैं, इनऑर्गेनिक और ऑर्गेनिक, जो मैंने डिस्कस किए थे पहले. इनऑर्गेनिक जो कि नॉन लिविंग सब्सटेंसेस से प्राप्त होते हैं, और ऑर्गेनिक जो कि लिविंग सोर्सेज से प्राप्त होते हैं. Then mixture, the material obtained by a combination of two or more substances in any ratio. It is of two types, homogeneous or heterogeneous. That's all about.